don't get it. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. Why do people insist that they are the show on a cruise ship? Why do you go to a show and assume you're the person everybody here is there to listen to? If you're not the lead comedian or the lead singer or a performer, shut up! So I already told you about the people in the lecture. And for me, that's really a strange one. To go to a lecture and then have people just talk over the lecturer to the point where you can't even hear them, even though they're on a microphone and all the TVs around the room. That was really strange. But then Tony's telling me about, when he went to the first Elvis performers and people started heckling the singer. You're heckling an Elvis impersonator. What are you doing? And they weren't heckling because he was singing bad or anything like that. They were heckling him because they wanted him to sing a song that they wanted him to sing. And interrupting the entire performance. And I'm going, really? Really? Not to mention, if you watched his video, the lady and husband who tried to save 10 seats in the second row of the theater. Prime real estate for a show. The second row. 10 seats out of, I think there's 16 seats in that row. So they wanted to save 2/3 of the row, just the two of them, for 10 people. And they thought they had every right in the world to do this. You don't. You can't hold 10 seats in the prime area of the thing. You want to hold seats, book a suite, and have the cruise line do it for you. That's the only perk. That's a perk of being in a suite and paying a ton of money to do that. But man, trying to hold 10 seats, I'm glad I wasn't there, or because I would have been sitting right in that front row, and I would have just, are you kidding me? Are you trying to hold 10 seats? I couldn't. I try and bite my tongue as often as I can. But sometimes you just gotta shake your head at people. And so I thought, okay, well, there we go. That's another incident. That's 3 incidences on this one cruise. And then we go to see one of my favorite comedians, Robbie Prince. We've seen him before. In fact, the act he did last night was the exact same act I've seen him do. And I still laughed all the way through it. Some material is just funny. And I'll laugh my head off when I see it. But, for some reason, this lady, right in the front row, decided, right from the beginning of the show, that she was part of the show. And she started yelling out at the comedian. Like, why? Why do you think we're here to listen to you? Why do you think everybody, over 100 and some people in that room, want to listen to you? Is it because you've had a few drinks? Is it because you're just that bossy? Or starved for attention? What is it? What is it? It's one thing if a comedian asks for a volunteer and you volunteer to go up. That's a completely different story. You've got all the praise in the world because I'm that guy who won't go up. I'm that guy who likes to be on the sidelines for comedians and magic acts because I don't want to be the center of attention. But a guy just doing his regular comedy routine who's just telling jokes up top, and you have to be the center of attention. To the point where we can hear you over top of the comedian. Because you have to yell out what you want everyone to hear. While he's talking in a normal voice, making faces, doing his antics on stage to, show the point he's trying to do, of an upset teenager, or a bossy wife, or a what a husband does when a woman tells him to wait here when she's in the washroom and he's holding the purse, or when he's shopping, the stuff like that. And of course, she's commenting all the way through it. And I just don't get it. I really don't. Why in the world do some people think that they have to be the center of attention? Hey, that Elvis singer's not singing the exact song I want him to sing. So I have to yell out during the performance and disturb everybody else what song I want him to sing. And if he doesn't sing it, I have to keep yelling it. That's right. It's one thing to say, oh, sing Blue Suede Shoes. But then it's when the guy starts singing another song to keep yelling, sing Blue Suede Shoes. What the heck are you doing? What are you doing? So here's some advice. In a lecture, please don't talk over top of the speaker. In the shows, please respect the people in the theater listening, and even more so, the performers, so you're not interrupting what they're trying to do. Entertain us. That you're not there to entertain us. They are. Please let them entertain us, not you. During a comedy show, if a comedian doesn't ask you a question, that doesn't mean that you have to start inserting yourself into a show. And by the way, the singers on board, when they're performing a show, have an act that they have practiced with the band, with the stage crew, with the lighting, with the sound, with the effects, and you yelling out a song isn't gonna change that. I don't get some people, and especially why you think you have to insert your comments in a comedy show. The comedian's just going to shut you down. The comedian's going to shut you down at one point, and everybody in the room is going to laugh at you for being a complete moronic idiot. And they did. He actually had to come out and say, lady, you know this is a show, right? We're up here to do an act, right? We're up here to entertain people. Do you watch TV? And when you watch Superman, do you comment to the TV? You know people really can't fly, right? He really made her seem stupid. And I have to admit, she was. Because she would not shut up. And thought, you know what? I should be what everyone listens to at this comedy show.